Hey everyone, my name is Javi and I help credit and funding companies scale to seven figures by implementing the exact system that I use in my own credit and funding company and scale it to at least 400K per month consistently. Now, in this video, I want to cover about something that I learned recently from Alex and Hormozi. They just had their GymCon event, and since I'm in Miami, I was like 3 hours and a half away from the event, which was Orlando. I decided to go. And yes, I don't own a gym, even though right now I'm wearing an MMA Masters. This is one of our clients. But the main reasons that I went was not to grow my own gym. It was to learn a few things from them because what they did in the gym industry, I want to do in the credit and funding company. Like what he was able to, the amount of people he was able to help and implement systems and able to scale those businesses. I am very familiar with those systems. I'm a marketer pretty much, and so like I know for a fact I could help this industry. So I went there just to see like what is possible and how far a company like mine, how far I could take it. And watching them do the event completely changed my mind on like what is possible. But I did gather a few little things from the event from watching the speakers speak, especially from Alex and Layla when they got the chance to speak in their event. And I wrote down a few things I would like to share with you. Might help, might not, but here are the things. It's just at least 10 or 9 things and then a few bonuses here and there. But let's go back to it. So one of the first things, the reason why I went there is because I wanted to find out is the main reason that I'm stuck at 300 and 400K months. Is it because I need better people or better systems? So one of my main questions when I went over there, I truly wanted to find out is it 300 to $1 million per month? Is it a system or is it a people problem? And I got my question answered. It's definitely more of a people problem. Once you're already doing 300 400K per month, you're well past proof of concept. You already you already know that something is working, and at that level is literally the people you hire. It's the most important thing, and that's something that I really wanted to because that's something I'm struggling in my company. I actually been um, you can call it stuck, but I've been at the same revenue for almost 6 months now. The lowest we do would be 250. The highest we could do would be 350. Sometimes, I'm not gonna get into the details into it, but I just been stuck at those numbers and I haven't been able to pass it. And I've been thinking that maybe it's like, oh, do I need new products? Do I need new system? Do I need new whatever, new VSLs? Do I need new phonos? Do new everything, right? And it turns out that I don't. I just need to hire more employees that are worth that are worth having on the team, and that by itself will get me to the 500K per month, the 750 per month, the $1 million per month. So if you guys are maybe stuck at maybe 100, 200, or even 300K months, and you can't seem to scale and think that it's a system thing, at this point it's more of it's a people thing, right? It's definitely it's a people. So that answers that. One of the next things that I love about them that they have a framework for every little thing in their business. Like let's say instead of teaching somebody all the SOPs, they just teach them a framework. So let me give you an example. Like let's say if a client is upset about a certain part about your business, instead of you have an SOP, hey, first tell them this, then first tell them this, then when they complain about this, then say this. They just have a framework, and the framework is pretty much for this specific example is not two angry people can be in the same boat. Meaning like if a customer is angry, you gotta just be like let's say the customer comes to you and they just complain about this certain thing. I can't believe this certain things is this, and I'm having such a bad time with it. And then you, as a founder or the employer of the company, be like, "You're absolutely right. Like, how can that be? That must be a mistake." And you completely agree with them and side with them because if that person is angry and then you're pretty much siding with them, then that means there's not two people just fighting against each other. So the framework becomes is I agree with the person. I agree with the absurdity. There is something that was wrong, and that way you can kind of deflect and not two people be angry in the same boat. And actually, when you do this, then what happens is nobody gets angry because once you start agreeing with the person that's angry, they kind of calm down a bit. So I was very like not surprised because I know these people are animals. They're doing a couple $1 million per month. So they're a huge company, but I love how they have a framework from just every single part of the business, and the two people can be angry in the same boat is pretty cool. Another thing that I learned that like I kind of already knew this, but didn't have a way to define it. Is how you define brand, and I love how this was said. And brand is pretty much what you say about your company, what others say about your company, and the experience people have in your business, in your company, pretty much. So that's how you define brand. So if you want to say, hey, I want to build a better brand, I want to push my brand forward, then just make content about, you know, what you say that builds your brand. Then put out more content of what other people saying about you. It builds your brand, and then put out more things about the experience that people are having inside your company, inside your services, your products, X, Y, and Z. Right. So defining brand is what people, what you say about your business, what others say, and the experience people have in the journey in your product. Um, this is something that like it's very unique that there's no real fire. We're very lucky to be in a space that the biggest obstacle that we have is ourselves. And I love this because in the credit and funding company, there's not really no real emergency. Since I come from different businesses, like one the biggest I ran and not a brick and mortar store, but it was like a physical business. You know, it wasn't a line. Was the car rental business where I had like 40 something cars and a couple Airbnbs. That business, it was like there was real emergency there. Like people have literally got put into a coma in car crashes. People got into leg injuries. My cars were being stolen left and right. People were showing up into my houses unannounced. Like I don't know how they got my address. Cops were involved. Some guy literally stole one of my cars, or actually no, rented one of my cars, committed a bunch of crimes in the car. And since the car was under my name, the cops went the next morning to knock in my house and be like, "Hey, like where were you last night?" You know, and so those are real emergency. Like literally, people's lives were our sake. Um, you know, it's a blessing to us for the credit and funding company. Like the worst that could happen, hey, that client didn't convert, the ads got rejected, my IG got taken out. It's not really life threatening emergency. So it's such a good place to be that like there's no really fires in this business. So whenever you feel like overwhelmed, just take a step back and be grateful for like the business that you're currently operating. It's light work, guys. You know, like these online businesses, it's not really that much work you have to put in. You really just gotta focus about marketing and sales, which is like it's not really no real emergency. Okay, so if you're feeling overwhelmed, you got a big thicker skin because online businesses are the easiest businesses to run. So I love this concept that Alex was saying. Hey, the biggest constraint of your business, that should be the first 4 hours of the day should be put into the biggest constraint on your business. So let's say you're having a problem with marketing, setting, or sales or fulfillment. Every morning you should wake up and your first 4 hours should be put into the biggest constraint on the business. Let's say it is marketing. You gotta get new ads. So work on scripting new copy. Work on filming new ads. Work on testing new ads. Work on creating new VSLs. Updating your client's journey, right? So put every day you wake up, put 4 hours on the biggest constraint of the business. If the business is biggest constraint is sales, then every day the first 4 hours just working on sales. If the biggest constraint is setting, like appointments, whatever it may be, you get me, fulfillment, marketing, whatever it may be, back end stuff, front end, whatever it is, put 4 hours on the biggest problem in your business. Pretty much focus energy. And Alex was talking about this. A lot of clients, looking at a lot of clients, his clients and a lot of people, they don't do this. That they wake up and they fill up their days with so many like little tasks that they have nothing to do with a needle mover. Like they don't really cost the business to move. So you got to oversimplify what is the problem of your business and what is the biggest constraint. What is keeping you from making 50K a month, 100K a month, 200K a month? And whatever that thing is, once you identify it, put at least 4 hours of energy every single morning. Like the first thing you wake up, once you get your day going, that should be the primary focus of the day. How to put 4 hours of detailed energy into these things, which I started adopting it. I kind of didn't do that. I would do like 30 minutes here of something, an hour here something, another here something. But now, ever since like I heard this, I implemented it immediately, which is I wake up and I'm gonna put 4 hours into the biggest constraint of the company, and I don't stop until that job is completely done. Um, what was the next thing? Oh, I love this one. So Alex said this, which I have a lot of clients right now. Now we're servicing over 130 something, no, 120 something credit and funding companies, and one of the complaints could be, Javi, the leads suck, and I'm like, Yeah, and I love that Alex, with all the experience that he has, he kind of just reaffirmed, what I always say, that hey, all leads suck. It's the process of you making the lead into a client, and that's the work you have to do. That's literally what it is. Your job is to get a lead and turn it into a client. And if you're not doing that, then you don't want it bad enough. Then you don't want to do the work. Yes, a lead might be come through your way. It might not be qualified, but all leads, if they message you, there's technically a lead, and you can technically have a qualification for them or a product for them. So think about this. If you're running ads right now and like all leads suck, yeah, that's the truth. All leads sucks. Now the difference is when they become a client, and that takes work. And if you're afraid to do that work and turning that lead into a client, then you don't want this bad enough. So and I see this over and over again, especially with new media buyers. That's pretty essentially one of the main things that we focus in our program. We teach you how to do media buying. If you don't know what media buying is, it's pretty much how to run your own marketing agency, how to run your own ads. Um, and maybe they test a couple ads and they're not the best ads ever. Because another thing, they do shitty ads and then expect the best leads ever. So they get shitty ads and then they get shitty leads, and they're like, hey, the leads suck. I'm like, yeah, that's why it takes work. Now you turn those leads into a client, which that happens a lot. You can get the filet mignon on leads, and then a client can just come in and he's already qualified, he already wants to join, and that does happen here and there. But you also got to think about, hey, it takes work to turn a lead to a client, and that's what I'm here to do. um, Another thing that I love this concept, which I already been doing this for a long time, because honestly it didn't make sense for me, but I wrote it down because I wanted to share this with you guys and also with my group and my clients. That what if you can hire the best employee ever, the best employee you can think of, for just $2,000 a month? And then he's like, oh, everybody raise your hand, who will hire the best employee they could think of for just 2K a month? And we all raised our hands. And then he's like, so why don't you hire yourself? And what he mean by that is that 96 hours, let's say 100 hours out of the month, you focus on cooking, cleaning, buying groceries, whatever it may be, like house stuff, right? Like cooking, that could be another 30 minutes, and cleaning another, let's say, like an hour, buying the groceries another hour. And if you do that daily, you're spending almost 100 hours a month in things that you can outsource for $2,000 a month. And some people might be feeling some type of way about this because they don't want to source cooking, cleaning, but hey, I already knew this, and me and my wife had this talk a long time ago. Like, someone gets our groceries, someone cleans our house. Like she does cook every now and then, but that's because she likes cooking. You get me? But all the extra stuff that she doesn't want to put time into, she doesn't do it. So if you're already doing, like, and this is for people who are already making 30 to 100K months. If you want to get your time back and put that energy, that extra 100 hours, that's literally 100 hours. That's like almost 20 hours a week or 25 hours a week that you can put back into your business and get a way greater return than 2K a month, right? Which will equal like $500 a week. You get me? Imagine what you could do with 25 hours a week to only make back $500 a week. It's insane. So think about it like that. Also, put more time into sales. Sales is what drives the business. If you suck, either get one or either get good or get one better now. So what this means, a lot of us kind of have like a certain way about sales, so we don't focus too heavily on it. And if you're under 50K a month, 100K a month, that's all you should be focused on: sales, 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 sales. And if you're not focused on this, there is not going to be no business. And this is actually one of my problems back in the days, that I was more focused in the product instead of selling it. And yes, you could be very product driven, but if nobody's buying the product, then how can you be product driven? Because you don't know what the market is saying about your product. So for me, it's a lot better to make a bunch of sales and adjust the product according to what the marketing is telling me. So that's why I like to sell, test, 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 and like almost like a Rubik's Cube, I'm figuring out the product and adjusting according to the marketing. When the marketing has been giving me back, let's say if I make 10 sales on a certain product, and hey, how's it going? How's the product going? What needs to be changed? What do you like? What do you like? What, and that's how we'll do it. So some people focus way too much on product development and they haven't made a single sale. I would say create the product, as basic as it could be, as sellable it could be, and then sell it, and then create the product as you're selling it. So put more times in sale, because the driving force of your business. If you're not making any sale, there is no business. There's nothing going on. So you're pretty much gonna be screwed. Um, I also saw how consistent all their branding is. They don't have different names for anything. Everything is gym, 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 gym launch, gym inner circle, GymCon, gym lords. Different offers, all connected to the higher ticket offer. So that's something I want to start implementing. I want to have different products all leading to the main product, which is pretty cool. So that's an idea that I wrote down because like I want to implement this in myself. So that's a quick one. Um, Another is how powerful these events could be. It maybe want to start doing my own. I want to see maybe this year or the next year. I want to start planning my own events. I think this is a very powerful tool. I saw people like giving awards, being very emotional. It was just a very powerful scene, and also watching a lot of people's success stories and talking about their involvement and their experience with gym launch, and it's just absolutely what a cool thing. And I'm like, I need to have events in my community. I need to have events in my program, as part of my branding. So that's something that I'm probably gonna start doing soon. Is just start doing my own events for credit and funding companies. And when that gets announced, guys, you're all more welcome to join us. Now, here's some few things that I picked up of what they were just saying. One is, if your offer is not changing people's life, then why are you doing it? And I love this because I truly believe my offer, the one I'm currently running right now, it is changing people's life. I mean, I already have multiple people quit their 9 to 5 just to start this. I have people who are already making 100K months. I had even some clients doing 400K in cash collected per month, which is completely life changing money. At a 50% profit, they're completely changed. They made almost 200 grand that single month. So if your offer is not changing someone's life, then what is the reason of you doing the offer? So I absolutely love that. And I love being in the credit and funding space because you are changing people's life. If you get somebody's credit correctly and you get them funding 100 grand of 0% and they implement that in that business correctly, you can essentially change their life. Another thing, whatever you want in life, you can get it by acquiring the skills, which for me has been mainly marketing and sales. If you can master the skill of marketing and sales, you will never be below 30K per month. It's almost impossible unless you don't want to use a skill. So the most powerful skills, if you want to make money, learn sales, learn marketing, and I promise you, you'll never be below 20 or 30K months. It's almost impossible. And another thing is you're not spending enough on ads. I spend almost sometimes 2K a day on advertisement, and I feel like I'm spending a lot. And the reality, that is just nothing. I am spending pennies in the scheme of it. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody even I'm a nobody. We're all nobodies. We're not spending enough on ads. So if you feel like you're spending a lot on ads, you got to spend more. Build the infrastructure to allow for you to spend more, right? Because we don't want to spend more and not make any profit. But we're not spending more on advertisement. The more we spend, the more people get to know us, the more money we make. So keep that in mind. Always be ready to be spending more and try to stretch the rubber band. I like that. I kind of need to kind of like crank the knob of advertisement, and I'm just cranking the knob, cranking the knob, cranking the knob until it just completely breaks either my setting department, sales department, or fulfillment department. Usually when you scale, you're gonna break one of those. And once that break, I big back the ads, and then I try to re-strategize, rehire, or whatever I need to do, or hire, I'm sorry, and then I go back into, okay, let me see if I could break it again, right? Always trying to spend more and more on advertisement because that's how pretty much how I scale, by having a lot of front end offer, then having the retargeting campaigns, then having the different products and having the journey, the YouTube, all this stuff. But like one of my main driving force of getting people to know me is advertisement. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover in this video. That's literally what I learned from Alex and Leda speaking. Again, I don't have a gym, so I mainly went for me to see what is possible and how far somebody could take a simple product that they made 7 years ago that was just how do I scale gym companies, and now there's this whole big thing. And I'm like, I could do the same thing for credit and funding companies. And again, if you are a credit and funding company and you're trying to scale to 7 figures, you may be stuck at maybe 5, 10, 20, 30K months, and you're like, how the hell do I jump to 6 figure months? How the hell do I get constant leads? You can find me on IG or YouTube. Just send me a DM or something, and that's exactly what we help you do. We help you scale to 6 figure months by implementing the same marketing strategies that I use in my business to scale to 300K months consistently. So if you're a credit and funding company and you're still struggling to get leads and you want to scale and implement an actual a business and actual infrastructure that works for not only for me but for 100 of our clients, DM me or reach out to me, and we'll see what we could do for you and try to help scale your credit and funding company. See you guys on the next one. Peace.